Yes, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. Very good morning to you wherever you are around the globe, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, Australia, or right in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, well. This is my post-match reaction. It ended Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. My dear friend, this is not what we all expect. As a matter of fact, this is not my Chelsea, and I will say it again and again. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. Dear friend, how come about? I made a statement a few days back that, look, this club, it looks like we are allergic to a clean sheet. Chelsea are allergic to a clean sheet. So it simply means that we just can't play a game without conceding a goal. Chelsea can't manage one goal lead and win a game with it. We must always, at all costs, concede a goal. Why? Why must it be so? In the first half, yes, okay, let me start from this way. Chelsea started a game. Yes, as usual, goal post, Sanchez. Then we had Casado, Achampon, as I rightfully thought about, Levi Cowell, Michael Kurela. Then we have Romeo Lavia in this game, who dictated the game from the first half. We have Enzo, Madueke, Kopama, Sancho, and Jackson heading the attack. I will come to Jackson issue. Just give me a minute. I know. All of you out there, most of you out there, all is about Jackson. Yes, I will get to that. Now, we started this game pretty well. In the first half, Chelsea dictated the game, created several opportunities. Romeo Lavia was the main reason why Chelsea was able to dominate the game in the first half. For those of you who don't know, Lavia was the main reason. And looking at our lineup, we had Christopher Nkunku and even Renato Viega on our bench. The players that we thought were leaving the club. Yes, I can't rule that out as at now. But Renato Viega and Christopher Nkunku, they were all on the bench. I said Disasi, as revealed. And also, Chukwuemeka, Cesare Casadei, Ben Chilwell, they are not in the matchday squad at all. These people, Axel Disasi, Chukwuemeka, Cesare Casadei, Ben Chilwell, these four are not in the matchday squad at all. Means that they are leaving the club. But when it comes to Christopher Nkunku and Renato Viega, no news about them yet to the head coach. So they were still on the bench, making our bench very strong. Now, we started the game very well, with Romeo Lavia dictating the pace of the game alongside Casado and Enzo Fernandez. First half, Chelsea was leading by a goal to nil. First half, we were leading. We played the game the way it was expected of us. We created several chances and opportunities. Oh yes, we did. Then what happened? That first half, these were my thoughts. Quickly, Chelsea did not overly pressing, man to man. Chelsea were not we're not pressing man to man. We were not overdoing. How do I put it? We were marking them man to man, but we're not overly doing it. There are times that we allow them to play their game. The press was not that high. Yes, the press was not that high. We allowed Bournemouth to play out from their back to an extent. We allowed them to play out from the back to an extent in that first half and get into our midfield area to an extent. Now, this has meant that Chelsea was using 5-4-1 formation. At that moment, we were using 5-4-1 formation. You get it? So we had enough time, our players had enough time, they were not overrunning themselves. Now, the plan is to invite Bournemouth to come and win the ball off us. And then we use the space in their midfield to counter them. That was the plan deployed by Enzo Maresca. It worked perfectly. It posed a lot of threats to Bournemouth. We were doing it continuously and generating turnovers and transitions. I'm talking about the first half. Now, we were also using or playing out of the back. And like I said, we are playing out most press resistance or press resistant kind of lineup. Because when you look at it, 5-4-1 is like we are resisting their press in our midfield. Then we counter them. We're playing out Bournemouth press. That is the word. We're playing out their press by countering their press. Are you getting it? And it looks very easy for our players. Lavia and Casado and also Enzo Fernandez. Lavia, Casado and Fernandez were pulling the strings. Our midfielders were pulling the strings in that first half perfectly. We've needed to get a second goal. That was all that was needed. To get a second goal in that first half. But we couldn't. We couldn't get the second goal. And this is where the crime was committed. Oh yes. Jackson has missed big chances. Nicholas Jackson missed loads of big chances. But we've played well in the first half. We need to continue. We should have continued in that regard in a second half. But that did not happen. If we had continued the same way we played the first half, it would have been a different game altogether. But we started the second half poorly. We started the second half poorly. You see, many are blaming Jackson. I agree 100%. He deserved some backlashes. Oh yeah, he is my boy. But it's getting out of hand. Nonetheless, Jackson is showing the complete package as far as generating chances in transitions and the box movement. His box movement is very, very good. And so Jackson is showing a complete package as a player. He's not just there trying to score goals. His box movement and everything was helping the team. He's just missing chances, which appears or which can happen to all strikers, dear friends. That can happen to all strikers across board. Not saying we don't need a striker for competitions. No. But if Jackson consistently showed the 1v1 as he's been doing off box movement, he's showing in this game, my dear friend, I wouldn't be crazy about him not scoring. The work rate of Jackson is the reason why I don't want to be crazy about him not scoring goals. If you love football and you know football, did you see the pass he gave to Cole Palmer for our first goal? No, go and watch it. He worked that pass out by himself. It was not one-on-one. It was not a tic-tac football. He took Bournemouth players, 3-4 players on, dribbled between them, and released the ball for Cole Palmer. Luckily, Cole Palmer understood. He understood Cole Palmer's movement. There were 3-4 players around him. He took them on, dribbled between them, and released the ball for Cole Palmer to score that goal. So I know, I understand, and we will go further into this issue. Then now, there was a call for a red card that could have also had an effect on the game. It was a violent conduct by a Bournemouth player, and it was a genuine call for red card. But Premier League match center explanation they gave, VAR recommended an on-field review. VAR recommended an on-field review of a possible red card to Brooks for violent conduct. Then why is the VAR working? VAR was supposed to recommend a red card. That means that they are giving the right to the referee to decide on the field. Not what they will say. On-field review simply means that the decision should be made by the referee himself. But we've seen it severally. You cannot pull Mike Kukrela's hair. He is in the run. and you pull his hair back, and you are saying that you recommended on-field review. So the referee, no matter the distance that he is, he should decide on whether to give a red or should give a yellow. And the referee gave a yellow. That alone was a change, it changed the game completely. 10 against 11 could have changed the game. I am not saying that Bournemouth could or will not be able to organize themselves back, but that incident could be the game changer for Chelsea. Even though we were not at our best at that moment. Because if we were to go man to man, they'll be short of a man. And already we like to press higher and with more players forward than, Brooks was caught pulling Cucurellá's hair, but unlike Jack Stevens, he was not sent off. I don't get it, honestly. I don't get it. And it's either a red card to pull someone's hair or nothing at all. So, a different time, same hair pulling of the same Cucurella by another player, he was shown a red. Then another time also, same hair pulling. This time around, it was even clear. We all could see it. And the referee decides. This is actually a very big issue that Premier League, they need to review this. Recommendation of a red card overturned by the on-field referee. Well, there needs to be an explanation on this because this is criminal. This official is a corrupt official. He is. And not too long, the game turned all of a sudden. It became 1-1. 1-1, and how? I just can't get it. Penalty. What happened? Moise Caicedo gave away a penalty. You see, I don't blame him. I will not blame Caicedo. I don't blame Caicedo for that. And no one should try to blame him. If our defense was solid, it would have still been prevented. Oh, yes. Caicedo gave away a penalty. Those first half chances were then now coming back to haunt us from that moment. Immediately, Caicedo gave out the penalty. I just knew that this game, the first half missed opportunities were going to come back and haunt us. Oh, yes. From that moment, the penalty was scored. From that moment, we came 2-1. Chelsea was now behind. Antoine Semenyo, coming from nowhere, putting Bournemouth ahead of Chelsea once again. Became 2-1. Chelsea now have to fight back. We have to fight back in our own backyard. Looking for the equalizer before they win. Dear friend, Romeo Lavia was very important in the game until he was taken out. Romeo is such an important player for Chelsea, dear friend. He can play through any press and allow Enzo to play in his position. Chelsea have to keep this guy fit. Chelsea must try to keep Romeo Lavia fit at all costs. He brought the difference in our midfield, the stability that is needed in the midfield. From the moment he was taken out, you could see that we lost the style. Listen, I'm about to run up. I'll be back with more on this. But I want to tell you this. For those of you who want to blame Jackson, I am ready for you guys. We need to debate this carefully. I understand where you are coming from. 5 games. Chelsea's 5 games with 2 points is not good enough. But I want you to know something. Jackson covers 9 to 9.5 to and 10% positions out of position with our intensity. Oh yes. Jackson alone, he covers 9.5 and 10 positions. His work rate alone, right? Jackson's work rate alone, he covered 10 positions on a pitch. He covered 10 positions on a pitch. 9 positions on a pitch. His work rate is priceless. I'll end on that note. That priceless in modern football cannot be ruled out. Jackson's work rate in modern football should not be ruled out by anyone. And it's just not good enough. We drew 2-2. We didn't lose the game. Going into the weekend, I hope something different happens. Right now, we are still fourth on the league table. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. City drew. City could have overtaken us yesterday, last night. But they also played draw, 2-2 draw. Now, we are waiting on Newcastle today. If Newcastle wins, Chelsea will drop to 5th position. Newcastle will be on 4th position. So let's just hope Newcastle doesn't win their game. Otherwise, we are dropping from the 4th position we are. From the top 4, it's likely we are going to be dropping from the top 4 tonight. It depends on the game. And that is where the challenge is. Those first half chances that we missed. I'll be back in the next one, dear friend. It's just my post-match reaction. I should be back with more on this. Shalom and peace.